Alright guys, what's going on? It's Jack and welcome back to another video. So the great gaming revolution is at it again, ladies and gentlemen, with some brand new multiplayer leaks for Black Ops 5 or the Black Ops Reboot or whatever they're going to decide to call it. So I thought I'd share it with you. He made a 28 plus minute video about it, so I'm not going to keep you guys around for 28 minutes because that would be torture. So that'd be torture for you guys, so I'm not going to do that to you. But I've watched the video multiple times and I've kind of condensed it down. There is going to be a little bit of campaign stuff that I'm going to talk about. For the most part, it's going to be multiplayer, and also in his video, the info that he gave us, the vast majority of the info he gave us was all about multiplayer. Now, for those of you guys that are not familiar with the gaming revolution, he's basically the gentleman that has been leaking everything about Modern Warfare well in advance before that game came out. And with his track record, he was pretty much right the entire time, and he has a person or two on the inside that are giving this info to him. So with the new game being about 6 months or so, give or take, away from release, granted they stay on schedule, and granted this beer flu doesn't slow them down, yeah, the leaks are starting to happen. It's been like, what, a week or so since Warzone, or a little over a week since Warzone's released, and here we go, next game. So without further ado, let's get right into it here, because I got this little list here I've typed down, so I don't want to miss anything, and I don't want to go into overtime, so let's get straight into it. So obviously, the first thing is that Treyarch, Sledgehammer Games, and Raven are developing it. So Raven is in it as well with Sledgehammer, so everything is still intact, but they called in Treyarch to take over, so they're going to put in their spin as well. So one more thing, the beer flu, so to speak, might slow down development. So that's something that we were kind of expecting, but hopefully it won't, to the point to where the game will be delayed, but you never know. Safety first, and the safety of the workers, is, of course, is priority number one, and I 100% agree with that. So so I'd rather wait and have everybody be safe rather than rush it and risk their health. So or possibly get people sick, because we don't want that. So PlayStation, the next thing is that play testers are actually happy with the game overall from a gameplay standpoint, but the graphics are lacking. I think we've come to expect that. Treyarch only started taking over 9 months ago to this day, so with just 9 months and then another 6 to go, granted they are able to release on time when they usually do. With 6 more months, you can only do so much, but at the same time, who cares about the graphics? I think gameplay should be number one. Granted, I know that a lot of people do make a big deal out of the graphics. I think, if anything, maybe the campaign will probably look really sharp, but then the multiplayer's graphics are going to be lacking. But at the same time, who cares about that when you got good gameplay elements put into the game? Fun factor comes down to gameplay. Graphics only enhance that a little bit, but in terms of overall, I think gameplay is first and foremost above everything else. I mean, if you guys want proof of that, the original Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. If Black Ops 2 wasn't hacked, I'm sure it'd be still very much loved till this day, and Black Ops 1 is still played till this day. Granted, not by many people, but as back then in its prime, but people still love the hell out of that game. Why? Because it plays the way it plays. There you go. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Treyarch is going to be utilizing what Sledgehammer Games and Raven were working on previously before taking over, so that's good. Those of us that are fans of Sledgehammer Games and Raven will be happy to hear that, because they did a really good job with the overhaul after World War II, and then obviously what Raven did with Modern Warfare Remastered in terms of the campaign, and even with the multiplayer. I mean, when you look at it overall, from an overall standpoint, they did a pretty good job. So the fact that their work is not going to go in the trash can is definitely something that's good. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they did, actually, especially after the World War II overhaul, and then what Raven has done over the years. I'm really curious to see what they've cooked up. So it's good that that's not going away. So the game itself is set during the Cold War, and it will actually be more gruesome and gory than Modern Warfare was in terms of campaign. Apparently there's this interrogation scene that's going to be really intense. So the campaign of Modern Warfare, even though I personally didn't play it because I'm mainly a multiplayer guy, and I had very little patience with Modern Warfare after that game's released, or even during beta as well. I didn't even play the campaign, but for the 5 hours worth that it was, according to what I've seen and read, it was very solid. So, and it was graphic as well. So if this game's going to be more graphic, then holy shit. Mason and Woods will be returning, but with new actors, so it's going to be kind of like a new spin on both of those characters. So for those of you guys that are fans of Mason and Woods, you can look forward to that, but at the same time, just know that it's not with the same actors as the original Black Ops. So there you have it. And they will be using the Modern Warfare engine for the game. So It's going to feel like Modern Warfare, but hopefully Treyarch puts a little bit of their own spin on it, which I think they will, because if you look back at every single Call of Duty we had till this day, it's basically a constant rehash of a Quake engine. So in terms of the base, they all feel all the games are the same in terms of the base, but in terms of how they feel and the little changes they make to things like strafe speed or how fast a player moves, the sliding versus dolphin diving and shit like that, just to name a couple of examples, are what make the difference. So what I think in terms of what Treyarch is going to do along with Sledgehammer Games and Raven, even though they're using the Modern Warfare engine, I think it's not going to feel 100% the same as it did with Modern Warfare. I think the game is going to be a little bit more towards the arcadey side while combining the Modern Warfare engine that they gave us, really, because the gun on gun is good, but there are aspects to the movement and a couple little things that I personally have noticed that could definitely be worked on, so and improved actually. So if it's good, it could always be done better, especially if you add in a few things for what Treyarch is known for, as well as Sledgehammer Games, because Sledgehammer Games themselves have actually been inspired by Treyarch. If you look at their previous games, you can clearly see that. But anyway, let's keep going down this list over here. So we also have larger player counts to return, which says 32v32, and there's apparently an active ice map with snowmobiles and tanks. I personally am not too fond about the tanks, but snowmobiles are pretty cool. But at the same time, if it's one big ass 3-lane map, I think it'll give me that fix that the 32v32 Ground War didn't in Modern Warfare, for me personally. So I know a lot of people like it, but at the same time, I think there are a handful of people that don't. So, and as you guys know, I've always wanted one big ass chaotic type of game mode to where there's so many people on the map and so much action going on. But with Battle Royale, it's a little too slow because the map is absolutely massive, and at the same time, there's a lot of downtime in between engagements. But if we took that downtime away, or basically took a lot of that downtime away to where there's not as much downtime and more action, I would be all about that. And for a game, for Treyarch, they basically are known to favor movement. They want players to move around. So I'm actually pretty excited for this. And if it plays similar to what I have in mind, I will be playing that mode quite a lot, and I will enjoy the hell out of it. So 3-lane maps are going to be returning in terms of the traditional multiplayer as well, so that's something that I personally am excited about. Can't wait. Let's see. There's a flamethrower streak that is apparently OP in terms of right now, according to what game testers are saying. So the fact that the game is set in the Cold War era or whatnot is it only makes sense. It only makes sense because it fits very well. So. And who doesn't like flamethrowers? Flamethrowers are really good in World War II and in previous titles. I mean, even in Black Ops 4, and in Black Ops 3 as well. So manual health regen is going to be making a return, but it is subject to change. So that basically tells me if manual regen is going to return, does that mean that health is going to be at 150? I personally hope not. I would like it at 100, but if not at 100, maybe we can make some sort of compromise or something like that, and basically like go down to 120 or 125, so if that's possible, so we can kind of have the best of both worlds that way. Or is it going to be like Operators? Basically, Operators are going to be returning Modern Warfare style, but the thing is, if Treyarch changes them enough, does that mean that Operators are going to be specialists, or does that mean that they're basically going to be Operators? Like one of them is going to have manual health regen, which will heal you faster, basically like Stim Shot, and then there's going to be another guy that will be able to hear things around the map better, and similar to how Specialists are, but non-lethal. So I would be all about that, because the lethal versions of Specialists, as well as some of their abilities in Black Ops 4, are fucking insane and annoying, and they take a little bit away from that gun-on-gun, which is what Call of Duty is known for in the first place. So, let's see. There's one more thing. Yes. UAV, counter-UAV is returning, and there is a bomber plane, which is basically like an anti-streak. So I guess if somebody has a lethal or even a non-lethal streak up, and if you call that in, I guess it'll take it out. So that's pretty cool. And then there's a dog streak. And the big question I have is that going to be a part of the Operator, or is that going to be a legit dog streak like the like we had back in Ghost with Riley? I hope it's not going to be like Juno, because Juno is a tank compared to Riley. I'd rather deal with Riley. I know when Ghost came out, everybody was bitching and moaning about Riley. That's true, but that's what it was back in the day. And then now with Juno, it's absolutely worse. So I think we could all we'd rather handle Riley at this day and age now. So I'm hoping it'll be like a streak. I'm hoping it's not operator based because I really don't want specialists to make a return. We've had enough of that for 2 Call of Duty games, and I hope they don't bring it back. I'd rather have operators or whatnot. I'm not even fully familiar with how operators work in Modern Warfare. I guess one of them is Dead Silence and the other one is, I don't know, but those are field upgrades or whatnot. So I don't know. Are they going to tie in like that? I mean, there's still a lot of questions to be had about the game, and I'm sure there's going to be more info coming out very soon. So that's all I got for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think about all this. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Did you guys already know a vast majority of this? I know we knew a handful of things, but not as much as we just found out as of less than 24 hours ago by the gaming revolution. So, and with this beer flu going on, I'm actually glad that we have somebody like this that has people on the inside to give him leaks and info, because there's been so many events that have been canceled, so which might delay us getting info. And for the fact that we're getting info like this now is great. Granted, it's legit, but with his track record, I'm counting on it being legit. At least I hope it is. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this one. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, let me know. And if you didn't, let me know what I can do to make my videos better. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.